Welcome back. Computer science with C++. Today let us see how to define a class. For example, let us define a class of myArray with an array and its size as members, and to find smallest and largest using the member functions. Let's proceed. Define a class myArray. Right? How to define a class? What is the keyword class? What is that class name? myArray. So what are the members? One array and its size. Suppose size is n. So and what are you supposed to find out? You have to find out smallest and largest of the array. Now what are the member functions we will have? So as this class, no, we can access this one array within the member functions. We will be first reading the array and we will be displaying the array. Okay, display or print, whatever you can mention. Display I am writing in display array, and we want to find. So once you are finding a smallest of the array, you will get an integer only, because as it is an integer array, int smallest, and then int largest. Here public is a keyword which will allow user to access those methods outside the class also. If they are not public, if it is by default within the class, all members are private. In structure, everything is public by default. Here everything is by default, it is private. So here I need not mention private. These private members are accessible only within the class. Within the class means within read method, display method, smallest, largest method. Within these members only they are accessible. So now if I am writing main function, right? So what is my main function? I will be having a myArray object, right? So to avoid ambiguity, A is already taken, so let us take something else. M is an object. So what do I do? First I will read M and then I will display. After displaying, I will be finding smallest, and smallest you want to display then and there, then no need of return type. If you are displaying then and there, you need not have a return type. Okay, if you are returning a value, calculating something and returning from that and catching that value in another function, then return type is mandatory. Now m dot smallest, then m dot largest. Clear? So now get ch do we is okay, right? See here, clear screen. What are the header files we need? Hash include IO stream for C in, C out. Okay, hash include conio.h. Now let's see what are the errors. Linker errors. Compilation, no error. While compilation, compiler is looking for prototypes. All the prototypes are available. For myArray, okay, it's matching. myArray m dot read. So it is checking within the myArray class. See, m is of type myArray. So within myArray, is the read? Yes. Is the display? Yes. Smallest? Yes. Largest? Yes. And parameters, no parameters for all of them. Here also no parameters. But while execution, that is the linker error. While execution, it is unable to find what is the definition. So we will define. How to define members of a class? We have to use the scope resolution operator. First we will write the return type. Void read is there. So void is the return type. So what is the class name here? myArray. So myArray, then double colon, that is known as scope resolution operator. That means we are telling that in this program, now whatever read method we have written, this definition is of the member of myarray. This read method is member of myarray. That's what scope resolution we are using. So what are we doing here? First we will read the size of the array. See out. Enter number of elements. So what are the number of elements? What is the size variable we have taken? N. N, is it available in this read method? No. But still, as it is within the same scope, so it will take those those members. Clear? Data members of class myArray are accessible directly because it is also member of that class only. Clear? Now, how many? So we have to repeat that same process. For int I is equal to 0 to I less than n, I plus plus. You keep reading. Whatever value you are entering, that should go to, what is that member array? What is the member we have given? A. So A with subscript I. So now everything is read. Finished. Now we are writing display. Display, where is it declared? Within the class. So myArray colon colon. The given array is, for int I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, see out, A with subscript I, and some gap you want to give so that all values may not be displayed together. Now display ho gaya. Now what are we supposed to do? We have to find largest or smallest. Okay. So how do we find? Initially smallest is zeroth location. It is there already there in the class only, na? Yeah, S is already there in the class. So you need not have S also. No need of declaration of S again. So S is initially A of 0. Now we will start comparing that S with first value. So if S of 1 is smaller than S, then S of 1 will become the smaller. If S of S is bigger than A of I, then which one is smaller? That ith value is smaller. And display also we are doing only after completion of this loop. Right? See out. Smallest is which one? Yes. S is the smallest. Similarly, largest. What is our function name? Largest only. So what is the variable we are using for largest? L. If L is smaller than A of I, then L should be A of I. Largest is L. Now let's execute and see. So this is practical 1. Okay. This is 12th CS practical 1. Yes, I'm sorry. Enter number of elements. Suppose 5 elements. So give me some values. The given array is 2, 6. Where is the error? 5 elements it should take. Na? So what is the size of the array? You see? Largest is The given array is 1, 2, 5, 3, 4. What is the smallest one? What is the largest? 5. Got the answer? So previously what was the error? When unsized array is given, so it was taking only 2 values. Once again we will execute, give some other numbers. So what is the smallest? Largest? 98. Is it clear? Understood? So how to define a class? First, class is similar to structure only. But here whatever the functions that work on those data members will be defined within the class only. See, read, display, smallest, largest. Whatever within the class, we call them as members. Function members or member functions. The other name for member functions is methods. Right? Here we haven't written any definition. Here we haven't written any definition. So if you want to define once the class is ended, then we have to use the scope resolution operator. myArray colon colon, which indicates read is within the scope of myArray. Yes, one. Yeah, see, object is, see, within the function main only, I have taken an object of class myArray. So, for this object, for M, we are reading. For M, we are displaying. For M, yeah, you can declare outside also. If you declare it outside, what will happen? It will become a global variable. Now, M is local to main function. Is it clear? So, today we will be doing in the practical session once again. Okay, thank you. Let us define a class myArray. See how to define class is a keyword we are using to define a class myArray. Right? What is the name of the class here? myArray. Class myArray, and this class, whenever you are defining a class or structure, we use braces and ends with a semicolon here. Using myArray, what are we going to do? We want to read an array, display an array, right? And we have to find out smallest and largest. That is our aim, to define a class myArray and to find smallest and largest of the array. Clear? So now we are taking one array A of size 10. But every time we may not be interested, user may not be interested in reading 10 values. So we will take n for variable size, n number of elements, and s for smallest, l for largest. So let us see all the void return type members. Void read, void display, void smallest, void largest. See now, see main function, what are we doing? We have to read array, display array, find smallest, find largest, and display smallest and largest using object of class myArray. So M is object of class myArray, similar to integer variable. Like int x, you will take now int n, how we have declared here. Integer is built-in data type, whereas myArray is user defined data type or derived data type here. See, myArray is defined by us, but existing keywords we used, that is class we used. So myArray will act as a type here, and M is a variable of type myArray. Then clear screen, as usual we are using to clear the buffer output screen, and then m dot read. So what it will do? It will read the object m. So what is m here? M is having one array of size 10, n, and then s and l, and all these members also, methods also are accessible. Within the class, whatever we write, they are all the members. See here, integer array A, N, S, L. They are the data members. Read, display, smallest, largest. They are the member functions. Otherwise, we call them as methods. Is it clear? See, by default, within a structure, everything is public. But here, whatever we write in class, without mentioning any access specifier, then it is private. So here, if you are not mentioning anything, what does it mean? It is private. So integer array is private, n is private, s is private, l is private. Private means what? Just like personal details. Can be accessed only within the class. So within the class means within read method, within display method, within smallest method, within largest method, you can access int array A, N, S, L. Now let's come to invoking these methods. With the object we will invoke. See, because these methods are within the class myarray. So we need an object of class myarray M. Any variable you can take, some x. So x dot read you will write. Some I dot read you will write. Any variable you can take. M dot read, M dot display, M dot smallest, M dot largest. But here the problem is when compilation is done, after completion of main function, without defining these member functions. Suppose if you execute and see what is the problem here, linker errors. Compilation time there is no error. Why? Compiler is checking for the prototypes. See, all the prototypes for read, display, smallest, largest are available, isn't it? See, before m dot read is invoked, the method is available, that prototype is available or not? Yes, within the class. So it is compiler is checking for okay m is of type myarray. So it will check in the class myarray. Read is there? Yes. Display is there? Yes. Smallest is there? Yes. Largest is there? Yes. So then for compiler there is no issue. But during execution what happened? It is unable to find the definition. So how it will execute? For that reason, when you are defining member functions outside the class is closed, isn't it? Semicolon, with semicolon we have ended the class. Here you see, yes, we have ended the class with a semicolon. But read method is not defined here. Display method is not defined here. Smallest is not defined. Largest is not defined. So what do? We are defining read method, which is a method of myarray. So to indicate that, we use the class name and then scope resolution operator. Colon. What is colon? Scope resolution operator. So we are telling compiler that void myarray colon read means read is a method which returns nothing, which is a method of myarray, which is a member of myarray. Right? Now, see, as it read method is a member of myarray, it can access all the members of myarray, whether it is private or protected or public. So what are we doing? First we are entering number of elements. How many numbers you want? See, if this is less than or equal to 10, because maximum size we have taken is 10 only, then only we will be reading the values. Otherwise size is already exceeding means we cannot read those many elements, so we can display an error also. Clear? Now, see, as we are reading an array, we can take a loop for loop. How many elements? N number of elements. Array index always starts with 0. So, for int I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So, first we will be reading 0th element. Then we are incrementing I value. Still if it is less than n, we will be reading first value. Then I value is incremented. If and later on also if that value is less than n, smaller than n, then again we will read and we will place that value into that ith location. Clear? So this way we are reading. Similar to read only display. But here in place of scene, what do? Cout. We are displaying on the output screen. Cout AI, and then to have little gap between every element of the array, let us display one single space. So single space we can enclose within single quotes, isn't it? So I am using only single quotes. Clear? Then to find the smallest, how do we find? First let us take whatever the first element is there, that itself as the smallest. First element of the array itself is the smallest. Now let us compare with that smallest element with the next element. So int I is equal to 1. 1 less than n. If 1 less than n, then if that 1th location value is smaller than s, 1th location value is smaller than s, then what is smallest? Smallest is obviously that 1th location value, first value. So we are changing s to be s is equal to a of I. Then I value is further incremented. We are checking the next value, that is I value becomes 2. 2 less than n, if condition is true. We are checking that second location value is still smaller than that smallest, new smallest. Then we have to change. If it is not smaller, then there is no need of changing, right? Whatever that previous smallest value is, that itself will be the smallest. So let us complete the loop. Once the loop gets over, display smallest value. What is the smallest value at the end? That value is available in memory location named as S. So S is displayed. Clear? Similarly, largest. So largest, when nothing, only one element is there, that element itself is the largest element. If there are no elements, so here you can write that condition also. Here also you can write that condition. If n itself is 0, we cannot do anything, isn't it? So cout no elements found. No elements in the array. Then you cannot do anything, right? Only when there are certain elements in the array, then only you can do this. You can find either smallest or largest. So the same conditions are applicable for largest also, isn't it? Now let's execute and see. Is there any error? First I am compiling. Next control F9 to execute. Enter number of element. 5 elements I am entering. So let us enter some random values. 89, 52, 36, 64, 87. So what is the given array? 89, 52, 36, 64, 87. What is the smallest value? 36. What is the largest value? 89. So is it clear? Any doubt here? No doubt? Yes. Let us see. See, when you are writing coding, maintain proper indentation. How you see, you can see now it is very clear to understand and clear to read. Though you can write the entire program in a single line, compiler will produce no error and your program will be executing properly. Even then, for more readability and for finding errors very easily and for rectifying errors, correction and all. See, maintain proper indentation. For 12th standard board practical examination, that the syllabus curriculum and all, it is clearly mentioned for indentation and documentation 2 marks. Clear? Is it clear? See, while typing itself, wherever you want a space. So first line, if you type one tab, next when you press enter, automatically cursor proceeds from that line. It will be easy. After typing everything again, if you are doing indentation, it is time consuming job. right? Is it clear?